Hi, this is Barry Leadham, and I'm back to continue my training on building instant trust and rapport with your prospects by revealing 3 additional communication strategies that will make your prospects more open to learning about your product or your business opportunity, which will dramatically increase your prospect recruitment ratio. So stay with me if you want to learn these little-known techniques used by top professionals. I'll be right back. As you now know, establishing trust and rapport happens extremely fast. In just seconds, the automatic programming in your prospect's subconscious mind makes a snap decision to trust you and believe you or not. If your prospect is scared or resistant or suspicious of you, then your presentation or invitation is falling on skeptical ears, and you've ruined an otherwise good chance to invite a prospect to understand your product or business opportunity. So let's jump right in and learn some opening communication strategies to create better conversation, better belief, and better inviting. Strategy number 1, pace your prospect. If you want to effectively communicate with a prospect, you have to talk to them in a way they understand, in a way that's in line with not only their belief system, but their speaking style and personality too. There are 2 ways to pace your prospect, and they must be done together. Number 1, there are 2 types of communicators. A, those who think and talk fast, and B, those who think carefully and talk slowly. You must talk to your prospect at their speed in order to begin establishing trust and rapport. If they speak quickly, then you speak quickly. If they speak slowly, then you speak slowly and methodically to match their speaking pace. Number 2, you must pace your prospect's belief system. This is the same strategy I discussed in Trust and Rapport Part 1 series by talking directly to the decision-making part of your prospect's brain, which is in their subconscious mind. In other words, state a fact that's relevant to your product or business that your prospect already believes prior to mentioning anything about your product or business, like the life expectancy of 78 in North America is tragic. This way you talk to your prospect from their viewpoint and belief system and thus bypass their built-in skepticism. So now let's raise the bar by turbocharging pacing your prospect. So how do you do that? Well, you know you can build a bond of trust by telling your prospect one fact they already believe, right? So what could be better than telling your prospect one fact? Telling your prospect 2 facts. Tell your prospect 2 facts that they already believe, and you'll even more so put your prospect at ease so your prospect can then comfortably hear and listen to your ideas and accept your invitation. For example, if you're in the health and wellness business, you can say something like, following a strict diet and exercise program is very difficult, but most people still want to be healthy. Or if you're presenting your business opportunity, you could say, it's too bad that most people live check to check these days, and even with a good pension they retire at only 40% of what they can't even live on right now. So start by pacing your prospect with 2 facts that are easy for your prospect to accept, and everything changes and instant rapport is built. Then the rest of your communication will be accepted and more readily, and you'll succeed in getting your ideas and messages into your prospect's head so they can be educated, then make a decision. Strategy number 2 is well known but often forgotten, and that's smile. Some people have natural smiles that disarm their prospects and make them feel comfortable, and some people really need to work at it. They haven't smiled in years and it shows. But why smile? Well, now you know that sales resistance comes from your survival instincts in your subconscious mind, We're all born with this internal instinct, and it's the survival programming that warns you of loud noises, the possibility of falling, or any danger to self. So how do babies know if someone is safe or dangerous? They instinctively look for a smile. When we smile at babies, they relax and smile back at us. We're considered safe, and they remove their natural resistance to strangers. Now think about that for a second. A simple smile is one of your greatest rapport and communication tools to lower prospect defenses. And it doesn't cost you anything at all. But if you haven't done it in a few years or a few months or for a while, it might take some practice. The human subconscious mind has an internal program that says if someone smiles, they can be trusted. It's a simple concept, but it is true. I'm not saying a simple smile alone will build instant trust and rapport, but if you frown or sneer, it's all over. You'll never get your message inside your prospect's head. And smiling is a great icebreaker. It opens the door to trust and rapport. And don't forget to smile when you're on the phone either. It makes a big difference in your tone of voice and establishing rapport. Strategy number 3 is the phrase, well, you know how. Well, you know how, which helps get prospects to believe you. For example, if you're in the skincare business, you could say something like, well, you know how most women don't mind getting older, but they don't want to look older? Or if you sell travel packages, you could say, well, you know how people work really hard and only get one vacation a year? Just put, well, you know how in front of facts about your product and business, and most prospects will think this in their subconscious mind right afterwards. Well, if I already know how, then it must be true, because what I know is true. Now, I know that sounds really silly, but that's exactly how we think. But not only that, most prospects start immediately nodding and agreeing with you before you even tell them about your product or business. And it gets even better than that, because most people even then start smiling too. And you're mentally preparing them to agree with you prior to inviting them to understand your product or business. And that's your main goal: prospect education and understanding of your product or business. I want to end by saying the business people that I work with describe the rapport decision by their prospect as feeling super great, as a bond and a connection, even slightly euphoric. Yes, I've connected with them. We share the same vision. We finally see eye to eye. But now you know that the decision by your prospect to trust you and welcome your message is not some random event, but something you can actually control. Feeling confident? Feeling powerful? Ready to get your product and business information inside your prospect's head? Begin changing lives instead of bouncing that information off their foreheads like we've all done? Now you have 3 additional professional ways to create the rapport you've always wanted. The rest is up to you. Just practice these strategies out loud using your product and business information until they roll off your tongue effortlessly and naturally. This is Barry Leadham signing off. If you got value from this video and you found it helpful, please feel free to like it or share it or leave me a comment. That would be awesome. Thanks for stopping by. See you next time.